Hi guys, thanks for attending this presentation and webinar for the instruction of SAJ Elekeeper applications and online portal. Through this presentation, we will learn how to use the applications, how to know about the parameters of these settings, and how to check more details through our portal and applications. And we will make the installation of our products be more convenient and reliable. So I will let you understand the convenience of the application and get more useful information through it. Let's start it. This is our brand renewal. Before, maybe several months ago, our app application and portal called eSAJ Home. I believe many of you know about this. But now we have a new name, Elekeeper. This is a new brand of SAJ, and it has more functions. For example, the integrated. It has more functions such as it will integrate household and commercial energy. Through this app, you can monitor it and manage it. So another is more compliant and more convenient for us to check these details and parameters. For example, you can check the parameter configuration and check the plant details of the information. And also it has brand customization. If you want to do some configure with your own brand with us, it's more convenient than before. We have three kinds of accounts. The first is the end user, and as we all know, the end user pay for this inverter. They have the ownership of this plant, and the second is the installer account. Installer has the permission to check and monitor some data through the visitor of this plant. And the third is the distributor who buy inverters from us. Different accounts have different permissions, and distributors and installers have the most permissions. They can see more functions and more details and parameters, as I will mention it later. So let's review the procedure of our installation and initialization. The first is the installation. We have met many cases after of the installers after they installed their system. Maybe someone may forget how to set the parameters, how to set the correct settings. And this is very important to us. This will make our products and make the installers and distributors more reliable and trustable to these customers. Procedure is called initialization. It's very important. It's about software. So this is divided into three parts. First is the initialization. So after the installation, the second step is the initialization. As we can see here, this is our dongle or module. It's the function of this dongle is to upload the inverter's data to our servers. Therefore, we can check whether the data is normal or not through the app and website. So just plug it into the inverter and turn the inverter on, turn the battery on, it will report data. And then open the Elekeeper app application and log in your account. And here, this is my menu. And we select it. There is a remote configuration, which can support us to local connect this inverter through the Bluetooth. Remember, Bluetooth is for local connection. Then we tap next step. The last 5 digits of the Bluetooth, as we can see here, and here. The last 5 digits is the same as the last 5 digits on the module of the blue link. We choose it and log in, and we can see the first selection of the initialization is about parallel connection. What does it mean? What's the meaning? It means if the site has another solar inverter, which it may be ours or other brands, that means it's the AC coupling so that we need to choose the parallel mode. There is 3 modes. First is the PV parallel. It means it has several multiple PV on-grid solar inverter. And the second is the storage parallel mode. It means multiple storage energy storage system parallel mode. And the third is the AC coupling, which means an on-grid inverter is installed with a storage inverter. So if it's only our products on site, just select off. Here is the battery brand. In Australia, the default is SAJ because we haven't comparated with other companies to connect other brands' batteries. But if you want to connect with others, you can choose the corresponding battery brands. Then we can select the battery SOC retention value. Actually, these values are default, and just have a notice about this. We recommend the range for battery SOC retention value is from 20% to 95%. It should be a bit lower than battery charge capacity upper limit because it's the retention of the battery capacity for backup mode or some blackout if it happens. Then we will choose the testing device. It's about the meter setting. So if there is only our products on site, we can just use the single phase or 3-phase meter as the corresponding of the reliability. However, if there is another solar inverter on site, like AC coupling cases, so how many meters should we choose? I believe 2, because we need to use PV meter to monitor the solar inverters generation so that we can calculate the loads and monitor the grid power. So here is the export limitation settings. Just we need to set this parameters by the needs, but just to have a notice, the export limitation in Australia, sometimes the grid will control the export limitation. This will resulting in a decrease in power generation, which is beyond SAJ's control. It's controlled by the grid. That's how I notice. So here is the working modes. I believe this is the last step of this. First is the default working modes, which called self-consumption mode. It will supply and generate power to the loads first, and then the battery, and the last is to the grid. And the second is the time of use mode. You can set the charge and discharge time by your needs. And the second is the backup mode. It's only for the blackout. When the blackout happens, you can set the retention power of your battery. Okay, here is I believe is the most important of this part is grid compliance. Different countries have different grid compliance, and you need and must choose the correct one. Otherwise, it may have some errors or not controlled or monitored by the grid. And then we set auto time setting. Here you can see your curves and PV generation and loads and grid information from your local connection. Remember that we log in it by the Bluetooth and log for the local connection. Here is the initialization after the installation. Do you have any questions about it? So just ask me. Okay, so let's get into the second step. It's the remote configuration. Through this step, I hope we can be more familiar with these functions, and therefore we will be better understanding the meaning of these parameters. Whether this is our products or other brands, we will know better about these parameters and their functions, and we will be more professional in this field of new energy. It's the same step we log into the remote configuration, but this step we select cloud connection because it's the remote configuration, not the local connection. Remember the difference? If we want to log in the local connection, and via installer, we install the system and we need to set the initialization. We need to we need to log in the Bluetooth because we are on site. But if we are not, we are in the office or we are in the home, I just don't want to go to the inverter, go to stand by the inverter. We need to select cloud connection. It's for the remote configuration. So the same step, tap into this and input the inverter serial number and tap next step. The red box function in the left is the functions. We often use it for the troubleshooting. I hope we can learn more about this and become more familiar with it. So the first is the device maintenance. We can restart this inverter remotely. Just log into this. If there is a password, the password is 201561. Okay, it's a bit hard to remember, but I will send you or cancel it in the future. A second is the initialization. It's about the grid compliance. We remember, as we mentioned just now, we need to set the correct grid compliance as needed. For example, this is UK. This is the UK's grid compliance. And then we set the auto timing. Here is the battery settings. As we introduced just now, we can set the battery brand, and in Australia, the default is SAJ. And here is for the troubleshooting. Some areas may have unstable grid volts. It may have some fluctuations sometimes. And for example, the normal voltage is about 230 volts. However, when the fluctuations happens, it will jump to about 250 volts, and which will cause the alarm reports. The alarm name may be grid over voltage 10 minutes high or something like this. Then we will change the limits of the volts to animate this alarm. This is for troubleshooting. Maybe some installers may have no knowledge of this function, but as I believe other brands have the similar function about this. So it's about the grid volts. The grid volts fluctuations sometimes. Okay. Here is the feature parameters. It helps us to check more details. For example, if we have the relay detection, if we have the ISO detection, or something like this, we can check it from the feature parameters. And here, this is our working modes. As we said just now, the self-consumption mode is the default mode most of our customers may choose. And also we can set the time of use mode to charge and discharge these batteries. We can set it remotely if the customer wants. And here is the export limitations. Please remember that we set it by the needs of the customers. However, the grid will also control it, which will not show in the app. Just to let the customer know if the grid controls it. And here is the testing device. So when we set the meters and we left to set some after about several days later, it will report some lost communication errors, or it's the data showing on the portal or applications may be some abnormal or wrong data. We can check whether the testing device of the meter is set correctly or not, and it needs to be set at the reality. For example, we have two inverters. One is the on-grid inverter and one is our storage inverter. We need to use 2 meters and set 2 meters mode. If we set only 1 meter, the data will be wrong. Okay, guys, do you have any questions about the remote configuration? Okay, let's go to the last step. It's about the inverter status tracking. We usually use this function through our website because it's more intuitive and more comprehensive. So here is our website, is our old portal. We have the new portal I will mention it later. So as this portal, I believe most installers may have visited this and use this version of this portal. But I recommend we can use the new portal in the future because it's more convenient for us. So regarding to the troubleshooting, we need to know how to search the information of the serial number. And you can see here, we can select the damage here. If you in Australia, you can select in English, and if you in other countries, we can support other countries' damage. Oh, okay, so here, this we can choose the plant list and inverter details. That's okay. Let's go to the next step. So when we choose the plant list, we need to type into the serial number of this inverter and tap search. The plant details and inverter details will showing here. So this light is green, which means it's normal. However, if it's red, which means it has some errors of this, we need to check the alarm details. And if it's gray, which means it's offline, we need to contact with the customer or installer about the Wi-Fi connection or network of this system to see if any issues. And if it has some issues with the Wi-Fi connection, you can call our hotline. And then we type the plant name. The plant name is here. So this is the detail of this plant. And we can see the PV generation. It seems normal. And we can see the grid power is set power to the grid. And we can see the loads. However, there is a question. This is an issue here. Why the battery keeps the SOC of 99%, and it won't charge to 100%? Okay, so we need to think about why cause it. So maybe the battery is open. So which means the battery is not used. Also, we can check if there is any other issues. And we can check the details through the real-time and alarms. I will mention it later. And from this case, we can see the SOC is kept at some level, which means it has something wrong with the charge and the discharge. Through this curve, we can see the system, if there is any abnormal trends. And if so, we can check the details here. This is alarm page. We can check the alarm and view the detail. It's better to check the solving measures. It has some advices to us. We can see whether we can use these methods to solve these problems, and if it can't, it's resolved. Please feedback to our service team. Check it on the alarm page. So here is the more details of this system, and we can see here, this is a battery info. So this is a battery info. We can see the voltage of the batteries. There are, as we can see here, there are two batteries on this side, and the volt are similar and same, and the current may be different. And the temperature seems normal, and they are both discharging. And here is the capacity of the battery, 99%. Both of them are 99%. We need to check why cause this happen. And maybe they are using, maybe they are something battery has some other issues. And here is the real-time page is here, running information. So we can see the solar information, the PV string 1, string 2, string 3. And this is the PV DC volts here, and the PV current is the DC current as well, and the power. And here is the grid information. We can see the grid volts and current and power. If it's a negative, which means it's there the power to the grid. Why cause this? Because our grid meter check the power there or by the power from grid by the direction of current transformer. Our current transformer is clamped in the active power of the grid, and the direction always point to the loads. Remember this? The direction of PV of grid city always point to the loads. So if it's still if the power is negative, it means it's still the power to the grid. Also, we can check the battery information, the volts, normal, and current 0, which means it's not being used. And here is the load information. As we can see here, it's using the loads. And this is, I mentioned just now, this is our new plant, and it has new plant view and more functions than old platform. So here is some new functions, and we have more functions. This will be more convenient for us to use this. It has the similar information functions and have the power curve preview, and it has let's see it. Let's see it. So as we can see here, this is overview of the generation and using and energy storage, and all of this are shown here. So we can also select the device to check the inverter, the alarm, as we mentioned just now, to check if there is any alarms of this system, and we can find some advices of this alarm page. And also here is the report. It has the report of the list and Excel for us to see it more intuitively. So here is the plant information. It's just here, and we can check if this address is our homes, and if there's any difference when we create a plant, whether it's correct or not. And we can also can see the creation time through this. Here is the energy overview. We can see this plant has no power at this time, and the loads are using about 700 power, and the battery is discharging now. And also we can see the curve here. It's more comprehensive, and we can see the electric energy production of this day is too many of this generation, and how many power we send to the grid, and there's a percentage of them. And we can also see the consumption of our home loads, and we import the power from the grid is very low, because our solar and battery can cover these loads. So it's more convenient for us to use the new plant view, and I hope we can use it more to check these details for our customers. No matter we use SAJ products or other brands like SunGrow, something else, we can know better of these parameters, and we can know we have more professional knowledge of this, and it will help us to set these parameters correctly after the installation, and it will make our service and make installer service and distributors more trustable and more convenient for you. So I hope you can use this website more to help you and help our customers, and so that they can trust you and like you more. Okay, this is today's topic is about how to use the initialization settings, use our applications to set the initialization, and how to set the how to track the parameters and set the parameters from the remote configuration and the local connection. And also we learned how to use the website, how to check the details. For example, the real time and the battery information, and any alarms and any advices, and if the curve is abnormal or not, or normal. So after learning this, we will be more familiar with our SAJ portal and SAJ system. And also we have a new plant portal, and we have more functions of our new website and our system. So I hope we can be more familiar with our systems and enjoy the convenience bring to the installers and our distributors. So okay, that is today's topic. Do you have any questions on this? Okay, thank you very much for attending this webinar, and I hope we can know better about our products and our system. So that's all. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye bye.